Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Tarot Every Which Way. I apologize for being away for a little bit. I think it's kind of ironic that I do the tower and then I disappear for a little bit, but unfortunately we had a bit of a tower moment here. My godmother passed away, so it's been kind of a difficult time, but I'm happy to be back now. Oh, look, I have shiny glasses. All right, now I have no glasses. I'm happy to be back now doing Tarot Every Which Way Food again. This week we're going to be talking about the Star card. The Star is one of my favorite cards of all time. Here's the Star card from the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck by Louis Martinet and Sally Ann Glassman. It's one of my favorite decks. I read with it quite a bit. And the Star really encompasses so many things, so many wonderful things that can be coming to us when we see the Star card in our reading. You know, it's really a card of hope and it's a card of truth. I saw a friend of mine saying that most of the spells they do these days are truth. And I think that's really important for people, because if we have the truth of the situation, then we'll be able to have clarity and insight into what's really going on. So this is definitely a good card to see when you get this spread. And I was thinking a little bit about, you know, the openness, the boundlessness of the Star card. And I really, you know, it's Thanksgiving week here when I'm shooting this, and I really wanted to do something that was kind of festive. So I started thinking about apples. You know, I could have very easily done star fruit, but apples have a little story of their own to tell about stars, and I think about how we can find stars both inside and outside. And the story that people tell kids goes like this, that once there was a little apple seedling tree that was looking up to the night sky and wishing that they could have a star, and they prayed to the goddess over and over again to have a star. And she said, well, if you grow up big and strong and make lots of juicy apples, then you too will have a star. So the little sapling grew up and made lots and lots of juicy apples. And he got really annoyed and he said, Goddess, what happened? I thought I was going to get my stars like this beautiful night sky. And what she said was, you've had your star inside you all along. You have hundreds of stars. So one of the things, can everybody see my star? So one of the tricks that you can do with an apple for young people and old people is to show them that there's a star inside, even if we can't see it on the outside. And I think that's one of the things that the Star card really teaches me, and I feel like I need to share with people when I see it, when I'm doing a reading for them, is that the star really does give us insight and guidance into where we're going and what we're doing. So the recipe we're going to make today is apple muffins. So the first thing you're going to do is take 3 medium apples and you're going to peel them. You're going to grate them up on your grater. I have my grater here. I have to go somewhere, so I've done this recipe ahead of time. You're going to take a cup of, I'm going to read you all the ingredients first. A cup of sugar, a half a cup of oil. I used grapeseed oil for these. I'm really fond of grapeseed oil, both magically the qualities that it imparts. You could use olive oil if you wanted to. If you wanted to use corn oil, it's not the healthiest oil, but that'll also give some sort of fertility and corn energy to your magic. 2 1/4 cups of flour, a tablespoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a half a cup of sour milk or buttermilk. Now, if you don't have sour milk or buttermilk lying around, people go in my freezer, they always want to know why I have sour milk. This is why I have sour milk, because I bake. Sour milk is often better for baking, but you can take a little teeny bit of vinegar and put that into some regular milk and let that sit, and that'll actually thicken up and give you something that's really like buttermilk or sour milk. So what you're going to do is you're going to grate up the apples and you're going to toss them with your 1 cup of sugar, and you're going to pour the oil over. This is the other reason I had to do this recipe ahead of time, because you have to let this sit for 45 minutes. So do it, have a cup of coffee, phone a friend, like they say, light a candle, and leave that at room temperature. You're going to preheat your oven to 400, and then after you've had that sitting for 45 minutes, you're going to take in a separate bowl, you're going to take the flour, the baking powder, the salt, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg. You're going to whisk that together to make sure the baking powder is all mixed in well. You don't want to be eating a clump of baking powder. I can call out my godson, who actually made something for me, and I bit into a clump of baking powder, and it was very, very not pleasant. Oh no, I'm frozen up. Yay. Oh, I'm back again. Yay. Okay, so then you're going to stir the milk and the egg into the apple mixture with a wooden spoon. You want something that's non-reactive. That's why you're using a wooden spoon. And then you're going to stir in the flour just until moistened. This is not one of these things that you're supposed to overmix. It's going to be better the less you mix it. So you're going to put that in muffin tins or in a loaf pan about 3/4 full and bake for 25 minutes. These will not really brown. Excuse me, they're not really going to brown in the oven. What you're just going to see is a little bit of browning on the top. So, and one of the best things I love about this recipe is you can freeze it for up to 2 months. So here's what your lovely muffins are going to look like when you're done. They're absolutely delicious. Some of my friends used to call these my apple crack muffins because you can't eat just one. They're absolutely amazing. And like I said, it's great because you can make them ahead and use them whenever you want to. You know, I think one of these things that I didn't really get a chance to discuss yet in this series is that, you know, a lot of these recipes, if it's good, make a little bit, make it ahead, put it in the freezer, and then maybe down the road sometime you'll be having a little party or you'll be doing a reading for somebody and they'll get the star card and you can say, wait a minute. I have those apple star muffins. Would you like to try one? Would you like to bring one home? So they can get another understanding of what's really going on with this card. So the other things I'd like to talk about in relation to this card is that there are a couple of crystals we can use in relation to the star card. One of them is turquoise. I have my little turquoise skull here. Sorry, my internet is getting really messed up today, but if you're still with me, thank you. I have my little turquoise skull here. You can also use moldavite or sugilite, which is one of my favorite. It's a deep purple stone. All of those things relate to the star card. I also like to use labradorite sometimes for the star card. That's another really good one to use. And I think that's about it. Goddesses, people usually associate Lilith with the star card, or Nuit, which is associated with the night sky, or even Artemis sometimes gets associated with the star card. And then I've also seen people attribute both the mother goddess and the high priestess along with the star card. So this is another kind of aspect of this divine feminine that comes into play with this card. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful start to the holiday season. For those of you who are in New York, I'd like to tell you that we're having a Voodoo Winter Market on December 2nd at Tarot Society in Bushwick. So there's going to be free workshops. There's going to be a whole bunch of merchandise. We would really love to see you there. That's December 2nd, 4 Charles Place in Bushwick, Brooklyn. You'll get to see me. I'll be doing a workshop. My godson, Giza Benu, my godson, Vince Apollo, my friend Star Ravenhawk is going to be giving a workshop about the dead. Michelle Sabia is going to be giving a workshop about Qigong and breathing exercises. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, there's going to be merchandise, readings, massage, and we're going to tie it all off with a little teeny offering and ritual feast for Shango, because Shango's feast day is coming up on December 4th this year. So that's apples too. So everybody, thanks so much for watching. If you want to get a hold of me, check out my website, lilithdorsey.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do all those lovely things that the kids say. Now I'm off to go have pie. It's my friend's birthday today, and I made him a pie. Here's the pie. Woo! See, pie. You know, and I have my Twin Peaks shirt on too. See? So, all right, off to Twin Peaks and pie. Everybody have a good week. Thank you for watching. Bye.